their nuclear program, their ballistic missile program, and their support of these proxies in the region. The Iranians said, the only thing that we are open to discuss with you guys is the nuclear program, which they've always used the nuclear program as kind of like a giveaway, right? They've always refined or enriched the uranium to high levels as a negotiation tactic. This is how the JCPOA came to play, by the way, which my brother explained last time, which I really encourage you guys, if you guys have not watched that, I think I have a clip on my channel. My brother explained the JCPOA in detail. Please go check that out. If you're not familiar with it, goes into all the detail, how I actually won Trump his 2016 candidacy, right? So anyway, and then they also said that they wanted to move the meeting location. Where did they want to move it, Riyadh? Do you remember?
So it originally was in
Istanbul. Where did they want to move it?
In Oman. Muscat, Oman.
Okay. They wanted to move it to Oman. The United States said no to both. They said, we need to talk about your ballistic missile program and your proxy behavior, and we're not going to move to Oman. And the Iranians said no. Now, that was a non-starter for Trump because Trump wanted to deal with the ballistic missile program. He wanted to talk about the ballistic missile program because, and now everything is starting to make sense, by the way, why for a very long time, and I was talking about this with my brother. If you guys remember, back in April of 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Was it 20? Yeah, I think it was April 2024. They bombed the Iranian embassy in Syria, right? And the Iranians did not hit the Israelis hard as I thought they would. I was like, man, these guys are paper tigers. They're talking about, we're gonna promise destruction to the Zionists, blah blah blah. But now I'm starting to see why they didn't do that. If you guys remember, it took Operation Rising Lion, where the Israelis basically did their whole, Pearl Harbor type attack, for the Iranians to actually show some teeth and attack the Israelis back. And boy, did they hit those Israelis back. They hit them back very hard. They hit them back so hard that the Israelis had a law at the time. Ben-Gvir and all these guys were arresting journalists for reporting damage and damage in Haifa, damage in Tel Aviv. They absolutely demolished them back, okay? And outside of Western media, which is run by them, by the way, outside of Western media, everywhere else in the world was reporting this. They were taking German journalists and saying, you can't record this, it's national security. Even American journalists, like Fox News, I think there was a guy in front of an ambulance. When the Iranians struck Tel Aviv, they couldn't record it because the Israelis did not want the Iranians and the world to know that they were getting hit back. And the Iron Dome, the David Sling, and the Arrow were failing, okay? Iran showcased some of their ballistic capabilities, and they showcased some of their hypersonic missiles. That, my friends, is why the Israelis are terrified and not launching the first attack. And also, I'm starting to realize why the Iranians did not showcase some of their firepower. It invited aggression from the Israelis and the United States. Because now that the United States and the Israelis know what they're capable of and understand how bad these missiles can actually hurt, it has made it where now the Israelis, if you notice, guys, they don't care so much about the nuclear weapons anymore. They care more about the ballistic missile program. And the scariest part is this, guys. The Iranians didn't even use their best shit yet. They did not use their best shit. Their best shit is pointed at the United States resources. It's not pointed. Those were just the missiles they were able to scramble quickly to attack in retaliation. So now everything makes sense why the Iranians have been so restrained and used such like little firepower, and why they've been so cautious in all of their responses. They understood that by attacking too hard, they show capabilities. When they show capabilities, this invites aggression from the West. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to my brother. I went over the drone. I went over the talks. We predicted this a couple days ago that they weren't going to be, nothing was going to happen. I told y'all the first thing they're going to try to do is get rid of their ballistic missile program, which is exactly what keeps them protected in the first place. So anyway, Riyadh, take it away, bro. I know you have a lot that you want to cover, but we covered Iran, we covered the drone, we covered why the talks fell apart, and we covered the lore. So
yeah, so no, it's ridiculous what the U.S. is asking of Iran, and we're pretty much asking them to cut their legs off. They're never going to agree to these things, and so a war is unfortunately imminent. I was hopeful that these talks would go somewhere. There's conflicting reports that the talks may not happen or they may happen, but I see here by the Times of reported just actually about an hour ago, and what more of a reliable source than the actual source itself.
I told you guys we look at Israeli media a lot, bro. We actually do.
Yeah, and it reads here, U.S. President Donald Trump on Wednesday said Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, quote, should be worried, end quote, in the wake of reports that suggest that planned nuclear talks set for the end of the week were unraveling, but the reported concerns over a potential breakdown of negotiations due to Iran's insistence that discussions focus on its nuclear program.
You can share it on screen if you want.
Appear to dissipate later that day. Yeah, here, I can pull it up for you guys.
Yeah, if you want. If it doesn't make sense, then don't pull it up. You're fine.
No, I'm gonna have to screen share for a little while anyway. So here, all right. So here, share your stream should be able to see that. Okay. Then my stream should be able to see that as well. Okay.
Yeah, they can see it.
Where was I reading from? But the reported concerns over a potential breakdown of negotiations due to Iran's insistence that the discussions focus on its nuclear program appear to dissipate later in the day, with the parties confirming that talks initially scheduled to be held in Turkey would move to Oman. So I think the talks are going to happen on Friday. It's looking hopeful, but in terms of them coming to an agreement, I don't know about all that. But what I can say is if Iran does come to the table, that's a good sign. But like I said in the last stream, it's just a matter of if not when now. But I wanted to turn to some breaking news in Libya. This happened yesterday, and the BBC reported on it as well as several other mainstream sources. Titled here, Libyan prosecutors launch probe into of Gaddafi's son. If you guys don't know who Muammar Gaddafi is, he was the former leader of Libya. He was a revolutionary leader and very powerful before he was in 2011 by the NTC amidst the Arab Spring. But it reads here, Libyan prosecutors say they are investigating the killing of Saif al-Islam Gaddafi, son of the country's longtime leader Muammar Gaddafi. 53-year-old who was once widely seen as his father's heir apparent, which means his successor, was during a direct confrontation with 4 unknown gunmen who broke into his home in the city of Zintan, his office said in a statement.
If you enjoy my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to create clips like these fast, try Opus Clips. It's smart, simple, and built for creators.